sketch that they did. And it didn't really work, and there was no real finish to it, but this is just a little snippet of dialogue from it. So I'm going to try and be Blackadder, and this is one of the three kings, and we'll see how we go. So, all right, what are you looking for?
We are looking for a mess.
A message. You're expecting a message. No, I'm afraid there are no messages for two kings at the moment, but who knows? Stranger things have happened.
No, not a message. Messier?
Something messier than a message. A scribbled note. Any scribbled notes here for the kings, Rachel?
No. Messiah!
Messiah! Well, aren't we all? They're insane, of course. Any more details?
It's in a
messiah in a mango. You're looking for a messiah lying in a mango. A very small messiah, in other words, some kind of mouse messiah.
No, manger. He shall be a babe, wrapped in swaddling clothes and lying in a manger. Lovely word, swaddling, though, yes. Isn't it? I love the idea of swaddling someone. Would you like a swaddling?
Well, look, I can't say a totally clear picture of your situation, your desires, or your mental health is emerging, but if you'd like to bed down for the night, we can look into it all in the morning. It so happens we have 3 very expensive rooms available. Did I say expensive? I meant excellent. They are, of course, expensive as well, but hell, you're 3 kings. If you can't afford it, you can, quite frankly. How would you like to pay? I prefer cash.
We have gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
Yes, well, gold sounds good, obviously. I mean, we have very few dealings in myrrh. I mean, if you could just fill this form out, anyway. Excellent. Any questions you'd like to ask me?
Yes, we were wondering whether you knew if a child is being born anywhere in the region.
No. We have a rabbit coming out of a hat, but no sign of a child.
Very well, we shall be back later. Come, let us continue our search.
And the 3 kings exit. Baldric speaks up.
Mr. Blackadder, why did you lie?
Look at it this way, Baldric.
My interpretation of that is all right.
Look at it this way, Baldric. What would you think if you were booking into a hotel and someone told you the stables were presently in use as a maternity ward?
Oh, yeah. It's not a very nice idea.
It's a positively disgusting one. Yes, we had an excellent night, apart from the sound of a woman giving labour for 6 hours. I'll hardly define it as the height of in-house entertainment to listen to a midwife shouting push for 7 hours.
I suppose you're right. Still, it's a sin to tell a lie.
Who says?
It's in the Bible.
Dearest Baldric, sweet little naive little done for brains Baldric, you don't still believe in that mumbo-jumbo?
Of course. Moses came down from the mountain with the commandments.
Yes, stop there. You think it likely that a very old gentleman with a beard went up to the top of a mountain and God stuck his hand out of the sky and gave him a list of 10 naughty things that good boys shouldn't do?
Stranger things have happened.
No, they haven't. All that old religion was just mumbo-jumbo developed by the tour operators to keep people occupied on the long journey to the promised land.
Oh, I suppose you're right. But what about David, who was born in this town? He's a man of God.
He also rogered Bathsheba and got her husband killed. Stephen Fry. I come from the service area, bearing a plate on which sits a peach and a pork pie, and I join Hugh, who is Paul here, who was sitting at a table staring sightlessly before him. I am dressed roguishly, foppishly, some might even say decadently. He is not. I make a start on my peach. Whenever I eat a peach, I seem to hear the whole sorrowful music of humanity playing in the distance.
Oh, yeah?
Is not a peach the most tender and yet the most corrupt object you know?
Possibly.
Sometimes, when you press a peach with a thumb, the full impression is left behind, and yet on other occasions the flesh springs back and no mark remains. Shall we not agree that that is how it is with people?
Eh?
My name is Oster Milepiece. My life is over. I travel north to die.
Herbert Twazzock, sausage pricker for Hawkins and Smell, pork butchers.
Shall we be friends, Herbert? I feel we shall.
You going to make a start on that pork pie?
I feel I never shall make a start on that pork pie, Herbert, no.
Well, I wouldn't dislike a slice.
Please, Take, you would be rendering me a kindness. Herbert, seldom have I felt so keenly that I have stumbled upon an affinity, a soulmate. I shall write down 3 words on this sheet of hand-laid vellum.
There's never chutney when you need it.
No, Herbert, there never is. So, Herbert, I am writing something down. My little experiment in affinities is on. Tell me, what is your favourite colour?
Me what?
Your favourite colour, the tint that most inflames your soul.
Brown.
Brown.
Aye. Light brown, mine.
Your favourite fish?
Favourite fish. Squirrel.
Findus, your favourite fish. Fish.
Oh, favourite fish. Haddock.
Your favourite vegetable?
My favourite vegetable is a carrot, and I don't mind who knows it.
Herbert, listen and look to the words I wrote down just a moment ago. My favourite vegetable is a carrot, and I wrote down brown, haddock, and carrot. It is impossible to forego our destinies.
You wrote down vermilion, turbot, and mange too.
Herbert, I wrote down vermilion, turbot, and mange too, but inside, Herbert, inside, I was thinking brown, haddock, and carrot.
Sketch.
But one of the oddities about all of the unseen Fry Laurie material is just how many sequels they attempted to the Tony and Control Chronicles, known as the Spies sketches. There was one which they actually filmed at TV Centre, which involved space travel, and that was never seen again. And there was at least one that was actually included in their script books at the time. But what we're going to do now is another sketch, a Tony and Control sketch, which I discovered in the archives. In the sketch, I shall attempt to be Control, and Paul here shall be Tony. And it begins with me hailing a cab somewhere in London in a bowler hat and greatcoat, and Tony is driving the cab. Grosvenor Square, please, and drive quite quickly if you wouldn't mind.
Grosvenor Square. Right you are, Governor. Wait a minute. This is an extraordinary event.
What is, driver?
If it isn't my old friend and former boss, Control, head of Britain's Secret Service.
Well, Tony Murchison, who once worked for me and whom I had the unfortunate job of having to sack only a few years ago.
Yes.
Grosvenor Square, please.
Yes, of course. I nearly forgot that was where you wanted to go to in no uncertain terms. So,
Tony, how has life been treating you since last we met? You appear from all appearances to have landed on your feet at any rate.
Well, my bottom really, Control.
I beg your pardon?
You see, driving a taxi is a sedentary occupation, which calls for more sitting down than an old warrior, I can't say that word, espiocrat, like myself is used to.
Ah, so you're a taxi driver then?
Yes, Control. The employment situation in this country dictated that I become a taxi driver in order to earn enough money to live on.
I see.
And how are things at Fripton House, the headquarters of the Secret Service and my old stomping ground?
Well, of course, I shouldn't really be telling a common taxi driver details of my work as Britain's top spy master. But seeing as it's you, Tony, I think I can say that it's pretty much a case of business as usual.
Oh, good. I hope you haven't been too snowed under with all the unhappy events in the Eastern European former Yugoslavia as was region.
What unhappy events would those be, Tony?
Well, I suppose I was referring to the small-scale war between the Serbs, Croats, Muslims, Control.
I've not actually heard about this, Tony. I've been so busy organising the departmental swash ladder that I've allowed my in-trade to become a little fuller than I would like of late.
Control, I don't want to alarm you, but I think we may be being followed. Probably best if you don't turn around and look out the window, Control.
Ha! I can see you've not lost your touch, Tony. What does he look like, perhaps you can tell me?
Age around 60, brown hair, blue raincoat.
What sort of car is he driving?
He's not actually driving a car, Control. He's a pedestrian.
Oh, worrying all the same. Whatever shall we do?
I could put my foot down and try to lose him, Control.
That would be very kind, Tony. There's an extra £5 in it for you if you succeed.
Help yourself to some coffee from my thermos flask, Control, and sit back and enjoy the ride.
Excellent coffee, Tony. It really takes me back. Any luck, meanwhile, with shaking off our pursuer?
He is standing on the pavement with an expression of baffled rage, Control, shaking his fist in frustration at having been so expertly outsmarted. I think we may have shaken him off.
Well done, Tony. I wonder if he was someone known to us.
I'm not sure, Control. I know I've never seen him before.
You know you have seen him before.
Oh, I have seen him before. Yes, he was my last passenger.
Interesting. He has a ride in your taxi and then immediately starts a dogged pursuit on foot. Some old ghost from your professional past who has risen up to haunt you, perhaps.
Perhaps. Here we are. Grosvenor Square, Control. The American Embassy. I expect you've got liaising to do.
Hush, Mum, is the word, Tony. Here's that extra £5 for dodging our tail.
No, Control. This one's on me, for old time's sake.
Well, that's exceptionally kind of you, Tony. Thanks.
Don't forget your briefcase, Control.
Briefcase?
That one.
That's not my briefcase, Tony.
I wonder.
Bo!
Told me before?
No.
Then how can you possibly?
I'd like to know why the word gay has been so ruthlessly hijacked from our beloved English language.
I agree with your question 100%.
Gay used to be such a lovely
A lovely word!
I think you can't use it anymore.
It's been taken away from us. No longer can ordinary people, such as we, use an ordinary word like gay in an ordinary example of the great British sentence.
Without people thinking you mean puffy. It's a disgrace.
Damn shame.
And there's another one, you see? Puffy. You can't say that anymore.
Of course you can't.
Used to.
All the time.
Yes, but now people think you just mean arse bandit.
Arse bandit.
Oh.
There you go again, you see.
Well, of course you do.
You know, arse bandit. Perfectly decent couple of words. Used to use them every day.
So did I. Would you care to have a go on the arse bandit when we asked quite not innocently? Or back in a moment, darling. I'm just taking the arse bandit to the menders.
Oh, but now, of course. Nowadays, people think you mean homosexual.
Right. And there's another one. When was the last time you could use the word homosexual in its proper context?
Right. And it's such a lovely word.
Oh, it's one of the great words.
My word, Jane, I used to say. The garden's looking very homosexual this morning.
Quite right. Lovely word. Landlord, I'll have 2 foaming pints of your most homosexual beer, please.
And a packet of arse bandits as well.
Yes, and keep the change.
But
nowadays,
people just laugh at you.
That's right. Oh well, I'm off to the dry cleaners to pick up a couple of screaming benders. Are you coming?
I don't see why not. And then maybe when we get home, we can go to bed. We can go to bed with them.
That's right.
Yes. Would you please shut your head?
He's quite right to shut me up, of course. And so, don't worry, this is going to be very quick. I think we'll just end with a little bit of totally unrehearsed dancer-sizing from my friend Paul as we go.
Big move. Watch this. Let's